Hey, it's Joe Love again. And look, I want to talk to you a little bit more about Voice of the Night. Voice of the Night. A lot of people up at night sometimes. Sometimes they work night. Sometimes they have things on their mind. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. I remember Oprah, and I'm a big, huge admirer of Oprah Winfrey. But there was a guy on there talking about his background. And they found out that some of it wasn't true. I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine, but before I do, I want you to see this beautiful sunshine over here. I'm going to try to catch it over here where you can see it, and hopefully it's not too much of a glare, but I may be going over too far. That's my face. Let me see, can I get it for you? But it's a beautiful sunrise, and but I can't seem to get it. But it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that or not. But look, let me tell you right quick. Let me give you a little bit about my background, just in case you're listening to my voice and you believe that you can't make it. You may be taking some type of drug, or you may be depressed or something like that. Let me tell you about myself. I was young. I was 8 years old, and I was raised mostly by my grandmother. She was an alcoholic half of the month. And she was sober the other half when she got her retirement, but she was a great person. And we walked all over Hope, Arkansas. I used to follow behind her crying, and we'd pick blackberries and pecans and fruit, and she'd make these great blackberry cobblers. And she worked in these houses in Hope, Arkansas. But she took care of me, and she never let nothing happen to me. But I saw my grandmother raped by a guy that lived in the neighborhood. I was all of 8 years old. I couldn't help my grandmother. Couldn't help her. And unfortunately, my grandmother had to go away 3 or 4 months out of a year to pick tomatoes up in Ohio, somewhere, Michigan. And I would sit on that porch and wait on my grandmother till she came back, especially when school was out. I got put into a boys' school, they call it, industrial school. And they had some sadists in there, and they beat my butt every day. I was 11 years old. It wasn't just a regular beating. They used big straps with holes in them. And see, the problem with those holes is that you didn't have any clothes on. You might have on some thin pajamas, and your behind would be bloody when they would get through with you. So yeah, I got depressed. Sure did. I had a couple, 2 or 3 heart attacks, but I'm still here. So I know a little bit about giving up and not giving up. So I want to tell you about Voice of the Night. And we're going to talk on Voice of the Night, hopefully. I'm going to have a call-in feature on the blogcast or podcast or .comcast or whatever you want to call it. And we want to talk about drugs and their side effects, dangerous chemicals, things that you may be going through that you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to. Well, I'm Joe Love, and I'm a veteran. That's what I am, and nobody can take that away from me. So at voiceofthenight.com, if you can't sleep at night, you can always call me, and I'll be happy to talk to you about side effects you may be having, problems in life that may be giving you a hard time. I'm not a clergy. I'm not a preacher. All I can do is talk to you about my life as it may relate to yours. They got some great ministers, Bishop Jakes, Joel Osteen, great people. I listen to them. Paul S. Morton. You know, I got converted under Bishop Jakes. I joined the Potter's House. I joined Paul Morton's church right after I had my heart attack. Paul Morton, after God saved my life, Paul Morton continued to educate me about God. And he can sing too. So, look, this is a heads up to tell you about my podcast, voiceofthenight.com. Look, it's a little thick out here, so I'm going to move to another location. I'm Joe Love. And look, don't forget my PDQ, Pretty Darn Quick Bump Remover. I want to sell some of it. And if you got a lady friend, you can get her some great cellulite cream over at Pretty Buns, prettybuns.net. And visit some of my blogs if you want to read about my story, racecreedcolor.blogspot, NewOrleansPolitics.com, and UrbanSalonNews.com. once again, thank you. Thank you for looking at my, I hope, it didn't get too sad for you, but I thank you for listening to me, and I hope to see you again soon. God bless you. God bless America.